Shay, do you feel that if a man flies you out, you are obligated to give him some?
I understand. So let me answer that in two parts.
Hey everybody, it's your girl Jacqueline Chantel.
And I'm Shay, and you're watching Elevated State.
So I recently saw a video where a gentleman is like going in on this woman, telling her, I flew you out, I spent all this money, and you basically not gonna give me no ass. So he was very upset. He was saying that he wasn't upset, but he was very upset because he was talking about how much money he don't spend and all this extra stuff. So I just wanted us to give our little 2 cents on this topic. Shay, do you feel that if a man flies you out, you are obligated to give him some?
I understand. So let me answer that in two parts. Okay. So I feel that you're not obligated to do anything for a man. Unless if that's your husband or something, then there's certain obligations that you should, But I don't think you're obligated to do anything for anybody except for yourself. But with that being said, let's be realistic. If you've been talking to this dude and you know that y'all not talking on no friendship stuff, y'all talking on some what's up, like you, I like you too, attractive, woo, woo, woo. And he like, I'm gonna fly you out. We're gonna spend a few days together. We're gonna get this room together. Nothing about the setup says that it's platonic. It says y'all stay in the separate rooms or whatever. Come on, like, what the man, what his expectations are. Like, So I feel like that you plan on that man, like you playing with him, like you being a tease. And I don't like that. So it goes both ways. No, a man shouldn't assume or expect. Well, he can expect it. He shouldn't assume or a woman shouldn't feel like she's obligated to. Uh-huh. But the way that I nip all of that is you state your intentions to begin with. Dude should state his intentions. All right, I'm going to fly you out here. We've been talking for a minute. I can't wait to get you, me and you in the room together when I take off your clothes, woo, woo, woo. So then she know, like, what's up? That gives her the opportunity to reply and say, although I appreciate the offer to fly me out, and I do look forward to actually spending physical time with you, I'm not interested in doing anything intimate or sexual. Mm-hmm. Or if he don't initiate it, she could initiate the conversation. Well, as soon as he gets talking about flying you out, yeah, that sounds cool. I want to come hang out or whatever. But just so you know, so we have I'm about to do nothing with you. Like, say that stuff ahead of time. I think by her, based off of the way I read the situation, how it transpired, and I looked at the video, she ain't do that. So now I kind of felt like he was playing with dude. Mm-hmm. Like, don't do that. Oh. He like take her out, take her go eat, take her shopping and stuff. Mm-hmm. Like, you can't
it sounds like it.
You can't play with people like that because you don't know if somebody gonna snap you far from home. So, but anyways, what you think? And then we can get into, has it ever happened to you? But first, let's get what you think about that particular situation. Did he have a right to be like mad and stuff?
So I feel both ways. So I feel like as a woman, like you said, you need to state that up front. Like, I'm not on that type of time. I'm just coming to have spend time with you, but I'm not trying to get intimate with you. So I definitely feel like that should be an upfront thing. Unfortunately for us women, I know it's horrible that we have to state stuff like that straight up and forward. But for your safety, women, do that. And then also for your safety, women, have your own money. Because I've seen it one too many times, or heard this situation one too many times, where a woman is literally messaging people, can you send me this money? He canceled my flight. He's getting his money back. He canceled the room. So what am I going to do? Babes, why are you going anywhere with a man who if that's a possibility? Always have your money in line and ready to go, just in case if a man want to say, I'm canceling your flight and you can get out this room. Always be prepared just for a man to act a fool.
That's something Mama told me. My mom has always told me that I don't care if who the man is, boyfriend, husband, whatever. Never put yourself in a situation when you got to depend on that person for your survival, because people can switch on you at any reason,
anytime.
Like, you got to be able to handle your own. So, and that's like for
forever.
Yeah,
for real. So I always say, like, I feel bad. Well, let me not even say I feel bad, but be prepared for situations like that. To men, I feel like Shay said, be like, I'm trying to get them cheeks tonight. If you say that, I bet you she'd be like, I don't want that flight, sir. I don't want the flight. I don't want the flight. So yeah, just keep it straightforward. I feel like both of them was wrong in that situation, because she did use him as far as financial gains. She wanted a vacation. I think he took her shopping. She used him for financial gains, but then he wanted something in return. Unfortunately, he shouldn't want something in return. And not all men are like this, because there's a lot of men out here who do want to give women some financial items, take us shopping and all this extra with nothing in return. But it's a lot of men who want something in return or expect something.
What they at?
It's a lot of men
who
want something in return. So she should have been prepared, and he should have been prepared to not get no cheeks.
Here's the thing, though. Let me just play devil's advocate a little bit. What if prior to the trip, he did communicate that to her? He's like, you gonna come down here, we're gonna do what we do, we're gonna be intimate or whatever, I'm about to put it on you. And she's like, yeah, I can't wait, I've been thinking about it too. But then when she got there, she changed her mind. Because let me tell you the reason why I say that, because you like conversating with somebody on the phone, right? And y'all just talking, maybe FaceTime. But then you wait, and that's an hour here, an hour there, some text messages throughout the day. But then you spend a full day with somebody, you just don't like that person no more. I don't like your personality. Like, no. So I'm not even attracted to you. I was attracted to you because you look good. We just talked on the phone, 30 minutes, an hour here. It could be a good conversation depending on what the topic is about. And we've texted, but now I spent the whole day with you. I've seen how you treat waiters and waitresses. I've seen how you do this or do that. I may, notice that, like, oh, he don't open the door for me. I like my door to be open, whatever. So at that point, then who wrong? Because she said it initially.
Ooh. Nobody wrong in that situation. Nobody wrong. But this is where having your finances together before you go on a trip. Because, baby, go back to that room and start packing stuff up. Why are you leaving? Oh, I don't think I like this trip. I don't think I like it. Zipping up that suitcase real quick.
That's why you're right. Because in that situation, this is what I'm gonna do anyway. If it's somebody that I ain't never even spent time alone with, and all we have is phone conversations, FaceTime or whatever, if I'm coming to meet you and you paying for me a trip, I'm probably gonna want my own room anyways.
Yeah.
Just in case that happens or whatever. So go from just talking to somebody on the phone and just FaceTiming them, and I live across the country, to now I'm just gonna come and spend a whole 3-4 days with you in this one isolated little room. The next question I have on that topic is, has that ever happened to you personally?
Like going on a trip or
the whole situation? Well, okay, yeah, maybe not the exact situation, but yeah, being invited. I guess that situation.
Okay.
That actual situation.
So I've never had it where, like, somebody flew me out and then they caught an attitude or something. But I have had situations where men, that's a whole other topic, but I had a situation where men felt that I was obligated to give him some cheeks, and I'm not that girl. So drop me off at the nearest corner, sir, or get pepper sprayed and tased. You choose your poison. But not with no like fly out type of thing, because what I've learned with not all, but most men who I've known to fly women out, they can afford it. So they're not calculating like they're not calculating like, oh, I pay for this room, I pay for your flight, I pay for this, I pay for that. They not calculating. And this was this thousands of dollars. Men who can do that don't trip about the money. They just be like, okay, that's money. I can get another girl who will actually take it and give me some cheeks. So it's to the men who can afford it, it doesn't bother them. But to the men who are calculating their dollars in that way, those are the men whose egos kind of get affected once they realize they dropped that amount of money on a person and she's not giving him what they want. It's really sometimes with those type of men, it has nothing to do with the money. It has everything to do with their ego. So yeah, that's my personal take on that. Huh?
That could be with dude too. You just made a good point that I didn't even think about. Now that I'm thinking back to the video that he made, it's like, to me, it's like you ain't really like her. You just really wanted to just for her anyways. Because if you really liked her as a person and really wanted to get to know her, you would be like, okay, well, that's cool. We can still hang out and do this. And if money wasn't a factor or whatever, and she was like, yeah, I don't want to do anything, then you would have been like, all right, well, I just spent a couple $1,000 for us to hang out. Cool. And you could have went, you know, when she fly back, I'm just going to go over to our girl house. So for him, it probably was more of an ego thing.
Yeah. Yeah. And from what I've seen and from what I've seen that if the man has the money, it doesn't bother him. But if he counting his pennies, it might bother him. Or it's a man who it might not bother him financially, but it did bother his ego. So now he pissed off. Yeah. And most men with the money, they're going to be like, I'm going to get you a separate room. They want to make sure you feel as comfortable as you possibly can. And the men who have done it before because they can afford it, they know exactly how to do it. I'm going to get you a room by yourself. I'm going to have you order room service. I'm going to have you do this and this and this. So you feel as comfortable as possible. So then when they possibly go to get them cheeks, they know that they for sure in. Some man ain't smooth. That man, his ego was messed up. His ego was ruined when she said she wasn't giving him none.
I agree.
So have you ever experienced anything like that, Shay?
I haven't experienced to that where I'm there in that situation and dude is like mad, but I've experienced where I've been asked and I said no, and then he got mad and the tone changed. So like I've had it where so this one guy, he was like, he's like, yeah, me and my homeboy, he's taking his girl on a trip. It's gonna be like a vacation or whatever. And then I was thinking you'd come with me. So I'm not his girl. So I'm like, I'm not your bae or whatever. And then I'm like, nah, because that sounds like that y'all about to be in some relationship type or booed up type thing. And me and you, I'm not do that. And so he was cool. He was like, yeah, I probably wasn't gonna try to, shoot my shot. I'm like, I know you would.
Yeah.
You don't want me to go with you for 3 days to just sit back and we about to, read a book together. He was cool with it. He was just like, all right, well, it's cool or whatever. That I loved and appreciated. He was up front. He was like, whatever, we can hang out, but I'm definitely gonna da. When I said no, it went no, all fall out. I can't believe it.
Yeah.
I had a different situation where the guy was like, oh, I want to spend some time with you. And we were supposed to and this wasn't even like no flew out of town trip. This was like going to the city where I could drive there and drive my butt back home. Like,
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, we can go out to dinner and, go do whatever you want to do. And I'm like, okay, cool. And so then he's like, so as I'm getting dressed and he's getting dressed, he's like talking to me on the phone. And he was like, you know what? Probably should just get a room and just stay out there. That's how he slipped it in. And I was like, yeah, I'm probably not going to get a room because I don't want you to expect anything. And so if we get a room, I feel like that you're going to expect something. And he got mad talking about, why would you think that I expect, like really that made you mad because I said that you may expect something. See, that's what I'm talking about. That's the problem with you females or whatever. What if I just wanted to get a room or whatever? You the one who, did I say anything about that? Then why
the way that you're getting upset, sir, I know for a fact
like, the way that
was your job.
Upset, feel like you mad because you thought you was gonna get some. And I said no, because if that wasn't the issue, then you would have just been like, all right, cool. So he was like, I don't even want to go out anymore. Okay.
Cool with
so that was that situation. Like, yeah, but as far as like the actual like being flown out and how he was telling the girl to get out and all of that, nah, because I wouldn't even put myself in that situation.
No.
Up front. So both times when I did have the conversation with the dudes up front, they was like, all right, never mind.
Right. Yeah, big time. But yeah, have the conversations up front, ladies.
And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.